It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Chadlington Brewery, and this is a bottle of their Oxford Light Ale. The beer's coming in at 2.5% ABV in a 500ml bottle. The brewers choose to go down to 2.5% ABV. There's an old tax duty. They kind of introduced it. Ooh. Bit of a dribbly one. They introduced the 2.5% ABV tax bracket to, it was back in about 2012, to try and get people to drink light, lower ABV beers. It didn't really work. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I've had some pretty decent 2.5% ABV beers, but I would much prefer to drink something. Well, I think my go-to, if I'm drinking an English ale, a British best bitter, traditional premium ale, if you want to call it that, then I think anything above 4% is good for me. But then again, if I'm drinking sour beer, I've had some wonderful sour beers at 3.2% ABV. So I suppose it depends on the style of beer, but yeah, for this style of beer, for this English ale style of beer, I think 4% for me is the way to go. But I've had one or two good ones on the odd occasion. This is looking really good. I've said it before, I always open my beers over the sink, never over my, not that I have a cream carpet or a cream sofa. I don't shop in Next. But I always open my beers over the sink. Always will, always have done, because, you know, these are traditional kind of micro brewers. They don't have the great controls that some of the great big brewers do in the UK and around the world. You know, when was the last time you opened a can of Carling and it exploded everywhere? It's very rare, isn't it? It's very rare. So we got a straw-coloured beer, slow-moving carbonation. We had a 1 to 2 finger white head that is dissipated now a little bit. It looks very good. Let's get the aroma on this pale straw-coloured beer. That's got a nice hop character too. I think what they've done at 2.5% ABV, they've upped the hop build in this beer just to kind of make it somewhat acceptable. It's quite floral. It's quite punchy. Citrusy and lemony and grapefruit like. A little bit of orange, a little bit of spice, pepperiness. Clean, crisp malts in the beer. Yeah, let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Actually, that's one of the good ones. After saying all that, you know, I started the review off with, I don't like beer under 4%, or these types of beers under 4% ABV. Actually, what they've brewed here is pretty decent. Pretty decent. It's nice and hoppy. Say lemon and lime flavours, light crisp bitterness, spiciness, pepperiness, a little bit of earthiness. I'm going to tell you a secret, and this has brought memories flooding back from nearly a decade. I used to look at these when I first got into these real ales and premium beers in the bottle. I used to kind of study the websites, so I'd be on Jennings' website. You know, I was new to beer back then, so I was kind of getting as much information as I could. So I'd be on Jennings, I'd be looking at Brax Beer's website, I'd be looking at that double drop feature, that brewing technique that Brax Beer use. And I really fell in love with the whole beer thing right there, right then. 500ml bottles of ale loved it, opened up a YouTube channel. We've been going now 11 years, and it's from that kind of intrigue. And I promised myself back then I wanted to visit all of these breweries. I wanted to see all of these wonderful little breweries out there. And I had young kids. I've done a lot of travelling on the channel. You've seen me do a lot of travelling. But it always seems to be abroad. It always seemed like recently I was in Germany. We do a lot of beer stuff in Belgium and Norway and Germany. You know, Amsterdam we're in quite a bit, but albeit the airport. Poland's another country. But I really must find some time, or maybe dedicate a lot of time on the channel in visiting maybe some of these traditional British brewers. The ones that I promised myself I would do 11 years ago, and I never got round to doing. Yes, we went to Wells and Young's, we've been to Shepherdname, we've been to Green King, we've been to a few of them, if in all honesty. But I want to go to Hook Norton. Hook Norton is one of the brewers I really want to go to, and it's in the Oxfordshire region. They still use an old steam brewery, which would absolutely fascinate me. And I suppose I'm bringing up all of these kind of memories because I'm drinking a 500ml bottle of ale that very much reminds me of the beers that I was drinking when I first opened the channel. And then of course you're going back to those early memories, and you're telling yourself the things that you wish you did a little bit more of. And there's still loads of time. And the point I'm getting at here is the kids are at a very nice age now. My middle daughter's 14. My younger daughter's 12. So within a year or two, 3 at a push, they're not going to be wanting to hang around dad anymore. They're going to be out leading their own lives. So it gives me that free rein then. It gives me that kind of, haven't got to be back here by 3 o'clock to let them through the door when they go to school. You know, that sort of thing. My days are longer. I can travel further afield and really kind of expand and do the things that I want to do in life. And that all comes from drinking a pint of beer. Isn't that amazing? I like this. It's light, it's crisp, it's refreshing. It's a 1 o'clock in the afternoon beer. Not too kind of high in the ABV, very low actually in the ABV, but still full of flavour. Hoppy, malty, very drinkable. Nice touch of biscuity breadiness. And by the sounds of it, the guy over there with the angle grinder wants to have some as well. Making all that noise. Right, I'm going to rate it. I like it. It looks good, it smells good, it tastes good. I like it enough to give it, I tell you what, for a light ale at 2.5% ABV, this ticks all the boxes. This ticks all the boxes. It's a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.